Hi there YouTube, it's me Gemma at Story and a Song. What I wanted to do today was to talk to you about my favourite characters from books. Now, my favourite characters don't always mean the protagonist, but usually they do. And there's a couple of them that I won't go into a lot of detail about just in case of spoilers. But without further ado, let's just get into my list. Number one is Diane Sarashri from the Immortals series by Tamora Pierce. Diane is I would say middle grade heroine in this first book. She basically finds herself alone, in need of help, and takes a job on with the horse mistress of the royal stables, and then everything moves on from there. She herself has wild magic rather than the gift that's more common in the Tortall series, and Diane really has to come to trust the people that she meets so that she can share her backstory with them and understand why things are the way they are for her right now. We do have cameos from people like the Lioness, like Alana, show up in this series, which if you've read The Song of the Lioness, you'll know who Alana is. But I love Diane because she loves animals, she's very loyal, she's honest, she really wants to help those around her. She really wants to do her absolute best at everything, and it just takes her a little while to open up to people, which I think some of us can relate to, basically. Next favourite character is Alison Hart from Hilary Mantel's Beyond Black. Alison is a medium who travels around the UK doing shows in different locations. She also does phone readings and things like that. Now, Beyond Black is a book that is very dear to me. I was lucky enough to meet Hilary Mantel at a book festival in Aberdeen about 10-11 years ago and get a copy signed. This is not the signed copy that I have, but it's upstairs. So Alison Hart, a medium by trade, tours the dormitory towns of London's Orbital Road with her flint-hearted sidekick Charlotte, passing on messages from dead ancestors. But behind her plump, smiling persona is a desperate woman. The next life holds terrors that she must conceal from her clients, and her own waking hours are plagued by the spirits of men from her past. They infiltrate her house, her body and her soul, and the more she tries to be rid of them, the stronger and nastier they become. Alison is a good person. Alison is intrinsically good, and the bad things that happen to her and the bad things she sees, a lot are connected with her past. And the novel does leave you to decide whether or not Alison's really psychic or whether or not that's a coping mechanism that she has had to deal with some of the really horrible things that have happened to her. Now, I highly recommend this book. I love it so much. I love Alison, and again, Alison was one of those characters that I think we can all relate to. And when the writer's talking about her weight as well and about how overweight she is, she does it so sensitively, and it's not in a fat shaming way, which is also so uncommon. I just love Hilary Mantel. I would highly recommend any of her fiction. But yeah, Alison Hart, one of my all-time favourite characters. One of my next favourite characters is Tobin from the Bone Dolls Twin. Now, anytime I have a favourites video, I'll probably talk about the Bone Dolls Twin, and Tobin is right up there as one of my all-time favourite characters. This child goes through so much in these three novels, just so much that is beyond their control, so much that adults around them have manipulated and toyed with their sense of identity, with their sense of gender, who they are, who they're going to be, and with taking away a lot of choices from them. I think that Lynn Flelling handles this really sensitively. I'd be interested to know, though, from an Own Voices perspective, what this book comes across like. I haven't seen any Own Voices reviews of it, but I would love to find one. If you do know of one, then link it for me below and I will absolutely have a look. But I absolutely love Tobin. I think that they are just a brilliant character, very adaptable, a total survivor, and again, putting aside the things that they want and the things that they would prefer, to serve their country and to save the people around them. And then my next favourite character would be Mia Corvair from the Nevernight series. Mia is the newest addition to my favourites. I love her. I think she's smart, she's sensible, she grows so much, not necessarily so much in Nevernight, but in God's Grave she definitely does a huge amount of growing up, and I love her. I will fight anyone who doesn't love Mia Corvair. Can't wait for the next one to come out. It comes out in September. Mia Corvair is character growth, and you should read it. You should read these books. My last is a totally retro read, which was first published in, let's see, the first edition of this book was published in 1982, which is 3 years before I was born. And my favourite character from these is Belgarath the Sorcerer. Belgarath is an absolutely archetypical mentor wizard, long beardy type, who has been alive for like 8,000 years and is the leader of their sort of fellowship within this series of books. But more than that, Belgarath is warm, he's funny, he cares deeply for his family, he has a personal connection to what's going on all the time, and those personal connections are bonds of love, of honour, and even though he makes a lot of jokes and gets into a bit of trouble with some of the other characters, his heart is always in the right place and he will always protect the people that he loves. Now, this series is extremely tropey, so Belgarath himself is extremely tropey. There is also a solo Belgarath book which covers the 7,000 years of his life, which I would recommend reading after you've read the Belgariad and the Malloreon, both of which are excellent. So with the Belgariad, it's got so many tropes, but long ago, so the storyteller claimed, the evil god Torak sought dominion and drove men and gods to war, but Belgarath the Sorcerer led men to reclaim the orb that protected men of the West. So long as it lay at Riva, the prophecy went, men would be safe. But that was only a story, and Garion did not believe in magic dooms, even though the dark man without a face had haunted him for years. Before, this does have its problems, but Belgarath is one of my favourite characters still, and this is still one of my favourite series. So, I'd love to know what your favourite characters are, who they are, why are they your favourite characters. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that sort of stuff down below. My Twitter, Goodreads and everything are there as well. Thanks YouTube, take care. Bye bye.